Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Weekly Toast, a short weekly show in which I discuss newly revealed video games that I'm personally excited for, and I'll highlight a handful of games that I've enjoyed playing recently, either on or off stream. In today's episode, No More Room in Hell 2 is arriving in early access this Halloween. Dune Awakening reveals the story trailer for Paul Atreides. New World Aeternum. What is this? And finally, I dive into my experiences with the latest city builder indie title Synergy and 4X strategy auto battler Songs of Silence. So, let's kickstart with the breaking news regarding No More Room in Hell's 2's plans to enter early access this Halloween. The long-awaited sequel to the 2011 title is nearing your doorstep, and it's being delivered by none other than hack-and-slash veterans Torn Banner Studios. Known for their huge-scale instance battles, the Chivalry devs have been working on slimming down the player count to a sizable 8-player co-op, and say that their game will feature a handful of replayable, massive maps containing many horrors and environmental dangers. Oh, the game will also contain permanent death. That's right, once you're dead, you're out. I played the original No More Room in Hell back in 2011 with a handful of my friends, and I have to say that if Torn Banner Studios can take even a fraction of what the original game had and expand on it, then I'm already sold, and I look forward to getting my hands on the title later this year. Now, let's talk Dune Awakening. If you've ever seen or played Conan Exiles, then you know that Funcom means business when it comes to the survival genre, and Dune Awakening looks to be shaping up to be their next big success. Set against a sandy backdrop, we witness Arrakis' ruler's monologue about his past, his future, and how life as the universe knows it could have been. This gripping trailer insight into the story of Dune Awakening captures the player's imagination and eerily passes you the torch to begin what seems to be your own story. I'm personally excited to see more of Dune Awakening. I long for the days where a survival MMO releases and has a huge day one impact. There have been a lot of survival games releasing in this first quarter of 2024, and initially they seem great, but they taper off quite fast. I'd love to see this game release in a solid state and capture the internet's hearts and attention for many years to come. Moving on, we take a look at New World Aeternum, a huge curveball from Amazon Game Studios. We see the current MMO New World being delivered as what appears to be a solo or co-op version of the game. It features everything from New World's MMORPG, including the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion, but it leans heavily on being a single-player experience, which can also be played with friends. Little is currently known about the full breakdown of what New World Aeternum has to offer, but I do begin to wonder, what does the future of New World as an MMO actually now look like? Will the MMO look to shut down over the next few years and phase everyone into the newly announced Aeternum version of the game? If Amazon Game Studios does make this work, I think it could be the right decision for both company and gamer to keep a good product alive in the long term. New World player numbers seem to dwindle, and a lot of people that I know play the game only play with a handful of friends. They don't play in these big, glorious guilds that the game has to offer. And a little like Wayfinder's latest transition from MMO to co-op RPG, this could be a bold move, but it's a calculated and a smart one, and I personally approve. And last but not least, my time with two newly released games, Synergy and Songs of Silence. Designed by Lakeir Studio, Synergy is a relaxing city builder in which humanity must adapt to survive in an ever-changing ecosystem. The game consists of two major parts. Part 1 being the city building and survival of your colony, and Part 2 sending your colonists into the wilderness to explore new horizons and discover new technologies. As a city building experience, Synergy is brilliant. Even in its early access state, the game offers hours of building, city progression, designing districts that have mechanical purposes to boost life, and overall allows you, the player, to take full control of the reins to design and resource manage an entire city, and it feels amazing. The second part of the game, the exploration part, is pretty straightforward. You send out a team to find new locations, discover new items, or find people to bring back to your colony. However, every location, every new quest holds a story, and with that comes choices. Your exploration team could encounter something that they become unsure as to what to do with. You then get to decide their fate, and all choices are final. Some lead to treasure, while others hold heavy consequences. I thoroughly loved my time with the game, and I want to give a huge thank you to Goblins Publishing for providing me with the key to play it. It was a delight. Synergy is a must pick up and play game, offering hours of replayability, and could be even greater once it reaches 1.0. And finally, I present to you my time with Songs of Silence. For those that don't know, I've recently become a Lurkit content creator. Lurkit are a platform that work with content creators to offer opportunities to work with games designers and publishers to play their games, offering a bridge between gamerchair and industry mind. I recently acquired a key via Lurkit to play Songs of Silence, which is a fantastically designed game made and published by Chimera Entertainment. Songs of Silence is first and foremost a strategy game set in a world threatened by an all-devouring silence. The game features a mixture of turn-based kingdom management, auto-battling combat, hero and city development, which is all blended together with real-time card-throwing action. This game is also split into two halves. The first half being a 4x kingdom builder. You play as a newly appointed queen and have a handful of units at your disposal. Each turn, you will roam an instance map, discovering new towns, new cities, enemy camps, or even new lands with different factions, all of which you can enter and you can also wage war upon. You're limited to an amount of movement that you can do and interactions that you can have at certain locations. It's pretty basic 4x stuff. The second half is a real-time auto-battling combat session. As soon as you clash with an enemy, combat begins. You are then presented with the battlefield, troops on left and right, and combat will automatically begin. At the bottom of your screen, you will have a handful of cards. These cards are a combination of hero and unit abilities that you can use in real time to fight against your opponent and influence what your troops do. All cards have a timed cooldown, which is displayed wonderfully by a growing visual that glows on each card. The deck building aspect of this game has a huge impact on your unit's survival and damage output to overcome any fight. And I love the idea of building not just an army with different troops, but decks with cards that come with those units that I can build something beefy and influence each fight in a different way. Songs of Silence hosts a handful of campaign missions that each have a clear objective and also contain a handful of optional objectives that you can do as you explore the map. The idea of hopping into a mission, exploring a kingdom, building an army with a unique deck, and waging war upon the world is ultimately a fantasy for anyone that wants to play this kind of game. And every aspect of this game mechanically is flawless. Songs of Silence is well worth your attention. And even in its very early stages of development, it packs one hell of a punch. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick reminder that this week's Epic Games Store freebie is Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's a £50 game that's being given away for absolutely nothing. So go claim it. There'll be a link in the video description. Free is free, folks. And that's it for this episode of The Weekly Toast. If you enjoyed the video, then drop a like, subscribe if you're new here, and come watch me play all sorts of variety games over on Twitch. Social and stream links are below in the video description. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.